Hey everyone, FPop here, and for today I'm gonna show to you at least 4 the blueprints that I got which are really good for your game when you're starting. 3 are very basic ones which you can get early on, and the last one's a little bit more advanced, and it is like an introduction before you get into more this game and go for the meta of it. So let's check out the first 4 builds that I would recommend for you in Crossout. So as you can see, this one is the easy one, which I named, and it is a very basic one. It's really a modification from a basic build that you get in Crossout. And for that one, the big triumph here is 4 machine guns, which is really good because you got a lot of fire, and you didn't need to use a lot of power to get this, which is really interesting because as you can see, you got a full frontal way of shooting at least medium to long range. At short range you start to not get all of them, but most of four machine guns gonna get a good shot. And the best part of it is about the lateral, the side shots. For example, if you got enemies at your left or at your right, you got a good way of using all of these machine guns to keep a good way, how can I say that, a constant rate of fire at the enemy. So that's a good example of how to use and maximize your weapons in Crossout, because you need to hit your enemies, and with this you can use this especially to disarm the enemy, or for example you're gonna shoot at the enemy turrets, or you're gonna shoot at the wheels or at the weak spots. So that's a pretty good and a good solid example for starters, and I really recommend this to trying, and before you go into doing more modifications, this one's pretty cool, it's pretty amazing, and I recommend this, and I had success using it. And let's move on to the next one, and the next one gonna be very interesting, which is the opposite, because as you can see that's a more for a medium range, you know, a more jack of all trades. But for that one, it is one which is a very common one if you want to get into the enemy base. For example, if you want to get the enemy base, the enemy position fast, this one gets a lot of speed without using any booster here. And since you don't use any booster, you get also 3 weapons, which are 2 shotguns, and with shotguns you don't have a lot of how can I say that, maneuver like you had in the last build, because the only weapon that you're gonna have a good angle to shoot from many sides are this one, the machine gun. But for that one, which is the 2 shotguns, you're gonna have a very concentrated fire, which is not necessarily bad, but you need to focus this fire. And you need to pay attention because you need to use your shotgun shots very in a wise manner. For that one, I should also say that I had put here the machine gun because with this you can actually shoot to your sides, your front, so you got a good angle for it, and you don't have anything to shoot from to your behind, just you like the last one. But for that one, it's pretty good, and I really recommend this because you can drive very fast, and you also got this as an impact way of inflicting damage in your enemies, which is very interesting, which is the 2 hatchets here. So this is a pretty good build. Before I even before I even made any kind of how can I say that, promotion about my builds, I had 1 download. So someone liked my I guess it was after a game, and this person downloaded my build, and I didn't have any kind of, you know, publicity about this, which is amazing. So that's what I recommend, and I really think that this one is a good one if you are more into shotgun and into being more sneaky. And the last one is a very interesting because as you can see, we also got cannons in Crossout, of course. It's a big part of this game. So for this one, I focus on a very common in the front, you know. We got a machine gun which got a full angle, so we can shoot from all of the sides in a long and medium range, which is really good. And you also got these 2 hatchets here if you need to get into some impact. But the biggest thing in Scorpion build is that with this, as you can see, there is a cannon right behind it. So if you need to use the cannon to snipe enemies at a long range, or if you got a good position, if you got a good height to shoot, you just go and drive and make sure to use the back of your car. But for that one, you actually can use this in a more, how can I say that, on close combat, because when you're batting and the enemy gonna try to get at your behind, so you can use this and shoot the enemy, and a good cannon shot can really make you get into a better position. So it's a really interesting build. I saw that I guess 1 year and a half ago, and it was a good one. It stuck in my mind, and I really think that this is a build that it can be very successful. I had some success with this. I don't play very much. It's very hard sometimes to score with this build, but it's actually a good one. It's a valid one, as I can say. It's a choice that I like to give to people that like to use cannon. I usually like to use shotgun and machine guns nowadays. I use it to go more into cannons back in the day. But today, I guess this one can offer something else against your enemies. So it's a good choice for newcomers, you know, to start to use this, which is, I guess it's a more sophisticated way of using your cannons. Moving on, I also like to recommend now a more advanced one, because these 3 ones are basically what you're probably gonna need at the beginning of your game, you know, using the machine guns, the shotguns, and the cannons. The cheap ones that you can get at until level 10, and after level 10, I guess you can keep using them forever. But for that one, I like to use more different pieces, which are more expensive parts for building my car. And for that one, I use this, the Rapier, the autocannon, which is really good. I really recommend this. I had some great success with this. I used 2 machine guns, the card one, and also the Wyvern cabin, which is another one. So you need to spend some money here. You can sell scrap in order to get this, and this one is a particularly good. I really like this, and not only because of these machine guns, but because you have this as a resource. You got 2 aviators, and with the aviators you can get a very nice boost. So if you need to go fast for the enemy base, you can use this. If you need to ram into an enemy, you got these hatchets here to help you, which they probably gonna do a good damage. And you also got a way of getting away from trouble fast, and probably trying to hide yourself from enemies. So it's a really interesting build. I really recommend this. I had success with this. I was surprised actually, because this build is a really interesting one. You have a more, how can I say that? You can have many choices with this. You have a good damage. You can go for close combat sometimes. You can go for a more strategical one. If you want to go long distance, remember that Rapier is a little bit different at long range, but it is good. You also got a way of getting the enemy base very fast, so this is very good. This is a very good, it's a strategical one, I would say, for advanced players. And this is it. This is basically the most important builds for newcomers, in my opinion. That's my evaluation, that's what I would recommend for you to use. You can actually do very well and do your modifications and create even better creations, so please comment and tell me in the description what do you think about this. And if you want to use my blueprints, just go to exhibition, and once you get there, you can come here, and as you can see that easy 1 F pop. Oh yeah, here it is. You just write down my name, the name of my blueprint actually, and there you go. You can search for it, which is a very interesting resource in Crossout. You can download many blueprints, but these are the 4 that I made, and with these ones you can have some success early on. So search for it, go for it, and try to, you know, make the best of your matches. Always try to get new parts for your cars and get new pieces and go for the meta of the game, and that's it. Just look for these names and give it a try to my creations. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for watching my video. If you can, please like and subscribe, and I see you next time.